So we need to learn about the tidal datums. So a tidal datum is a given average tide level from which heights of tides and overhead clearances are measured. It is a vertical datum, but it is not the same as vertical geodetic datum, which is a mathematical quantity developed as part of a geodetic system used for horizontal positioning. There are a number of tidal levels of reference that are important to the mariner. So the tidal datum actually is your sounding datum, which is in your chart. It is specified in your chart if what that chart is using as a tidal datum. Okay, so here is a diagram of different tidal datums. So this is the Indian Spring low water chart sounding datum. The only problem with this datum, sometimes the water is below the datum. So that is the problem, no? Because the water in that charted area will not give you the least depth of water. So it is maybe more. So if you have problem with the UKC, then this is also a problem that you need to adjust. No? Okay, the most important level of reference is the sounding datum shown on charts. The sounding datum is sometimes referred to as the reference plane to distinguish it from the vertical geodetic datum. Since the tide rises and falls continually while soundings are being taken during a hydrographic survey, the tide is recorded during the survey so that soundings taken at all stages of the tide can be reduced to a common sounding datum. Soundings on charts show depth below a selected low water datum, occasionally mean sea level. So in case of the Baltic Sea, because there is a little effect of the tide, they are using the mean sea level. Okay, and tide predictions in tide tables show heights above and below the same level. The depth of water available at any time is obtained by adding algebraically the height of the tide at the time in question to the charted depth. So anyway, we will have the tidal calculation, so I will show you maybe on the next meeting how to get the times and height of tides in standard port and in secondary ports. So what is important is the secondary port, because the standard port, it is in the daily predictions. That is very easy, no? Which I will show you also next meeting. Okay, by international agreement, the level used as chart datum should be low enough so that low waters do not fall very far below it. As much as possible, it should be the lowest, no, your tidal datum. But sometimes it is not the case. So at most places, the level used is one determined from a mean of a number of low waters, usually over a 19-year period. Therefore, some low waters can be expected to fall below it, and some may be expected to above it. No? The following are some of the datums in general use. So you have already the handout. You can read regarding the other datums which is in general use. So I will skip this in our lesson so that we will finish all of it. Okay, so let us see the tidal datum in the UKHO or the United Kingdom Hydrographic Office. Is the charting authority are being converted to a new chart datum based on LAT or the lowest astronomical tide as they are redrawn. The new datum is usually adopted in Admiralty tide tables about 1 year in advance to ensure agreement when the new charts are published. When the datum of the Admiralty tide tables differs from that of a chart, a caution is inserted by notice to mariners on the chart affected, drawing attention to the new datum. When foreign surveys are used for Admiralty charts, the chart datums adopted by the Hydrographic Office of the country concerned are always used for Admiralty charts. This enables foreign tide tables to be used readily with Admiralty charts. In tidal waters, these chart datums may vary from mean low water to the lowest possible low water. In non-tidal waters such as the Baltic Sea, chart datum is usually mean sea level. So it is important to learn also the tidal datum of the UKHO because in my experience on board, we are using the Admiralty charts. If you are using the paper chart, almost all vessels that I've been are using the Admiralty products, even in publications and also in charts. But of course, today we have already the XDs, so it is a different story. But still, a lot of companies, even though they have the XDs, they are still using the paper chart. So it is good to know that the Admiralty charts are using the lowest astronomical tide. However, as said here, if the Admiralty charts use the foreign surveys, it means it is not their own. They are not the one who surveyed the area. Then they are using the tidal datum of the country concerned or the hydrographic office of the country concerned. So that if you will use other tide tables, like for example the Canadian tide tables, then you can use it readily with Admiralty charts without error. No? Okay, so this is a caution. Many chart datums are above the lowest levels to which the tide can fall, even under average weather conditions. Charts therefore do not always show the minimum depths. If the tide falls so much low below the tidal datum, then there is a problem in calculating your height of tide. Okay, so we will go to topic 16, which is publications for predicting tides and currents. The learning outcome is to determine the use of publications for predicting tide and currents. So the publications are the tide tables, tidal stream atlas or tidal current charts and tables, current diagrams, nautical almanac, and computer prediction. So as you can see, nautical almanac is also not only for celestial navigation. So parang ano no, parang hindi tama. But of course, there are nautical almanacs that is like a reference. It is not only about celestial navigation but other information regarding the work of the mariner. Okay, so we go to the tide tables. It shows the daily predictions for the times of low tides and high tides with the corresponding heights for a particular port or coastal area. So for example, in Batangas, if there is a tidal difference there, then there is also a tide table for them. No, even if you will use the Admiralty tide tables, which is mostly used on board. But of course, probably Batangas is a secondary port. I'm not sure. No. Okay, so local times are used for the times of high and low tides. Local times means the standard time or the zone time in that area. And tide tables are often in tabular format. Daily predictions tabulated are for the standard ports only. So that is the daily prediction. It means you can take any time the height and times of high and low water. And for secondary port, you need to calculate. That is what we are going to learn in our next meeting. Okay, so here is an example of a tide table. This is in Tenerife, is if I'm not mistaken, this is Portugal or Spain. No? But it is along the coast of Portugal. Pero nakalimutan ko kung ang may sakop ay Spain. No? Okay, we have also the Admiralty tide tables. As I said before, the Admiralty products are mostly used in on board the vessel. So Admiralty tide tables contain easy to use height, timing, and tidal stream information to support the planning of departure and arrival times. Coverage includes 500 standard and 5,700 secondary ports in the UK and Ireland, Europe, the Indian Ocean, South China Sea, and Pacific Ocean. Of course, Admiralty tide tables are published annually kasi nagbabago, no? And it is composed of 9 volumes. Okay, so regarding Admiralty tide tables, it is now composed of 9 volumes. Dati, 4 volumes lang ang ating the tide tables. For a long time, no? 4 volumes. But now, nadagdagan na. So it is now composed of 9 volumes. So the volume 1 is divided into 2. So we have the NP201A or volume 1A, which is the United Kingdom, English Channel to River Humber, including Isles of Scilly, Channel Islands, and European Channel ports. So this is starting from 2017 edition onwards, no? So of course, taon-taon nagbabago. So now we are going to use, if you are on board, you are going to use the 2021 edition. But this one started in 2017. And then we have the NP201B, which is volume 1B. Also in the United Kingdom and including Ireland. But excluding Isles of Scilly, English Channel to River Humber, Channel Islands, and European Channel ports. Excluding those that are already in the volume 1A. And then we have the NP202 or volume 2. This is the North Atlantic Ocean and Arctic regions. And then we have the NP203 or volume 3, the Indian Ocean, including tidal stream tables. So if you notice now, for volume 2, and volume 1A and B, there are no tidal stream tables because there is a tidal stream atlases, which is only for Northwest Europe, which we will learn later. So for the Indian Ocean, the tidal stream tables are also included in the table. So NP204 or volume 4 is the South Pacific Ocean, including tidal stream tables. NP205 or volume 5 is the South China Sea and Indonesia, including tidal stream tables. Of course, the Philippines also is included in volume 5. And then we have the volume 6, North Pacific Ocean, including tidal stream tables. And then NP207 or volume 7 is the Southwest Atlantic Ocean and South America. And the last one, we have the NP208 or volume 8 is the Southeast Atlantic Ocean, West Africa, and the Mediterranean. Also includes the tidal stream tables. So those are the Admiralty tide tables. And there are other tidal publication, which is the NP 164. This is the Dover times of high water and mean ranges, also published annually. Okay, so here is the limits of Admiralty tide tables. For volume 1B, for volume 1A is concentrated on the English Channel and Dover Strait. And for volume 1B is concentrated on the United Kingdom and including Ireland. And the volume 2, as you can see here, this is the Atlantic, including the Arctic or North Atlantic. And then volume 6, this is the North Pacific. Volume 4 is the South Pacific. And then for the South Atlantic, it is divided into two, volume 7 and volume 8. Of course, volume 5, South China Sea, Philippines, Indonesia, including Singapore. So here, in volume 5, you can see the tidal stream in the Malacca Strait and Singapore Strait. If you are going to pass the Malacca Strait and Singapore Strait, you need to open your tidal table, the tidal stream tables. Okay, so each volume of the tide tables includes daily high and low water times and heights for standard ports, time and height differences for secondary ports, and harmonic constants for all ports where they are known. So harmonic constants, this is used for the so-called simplified harmonic method of tidal prediction. So this is a very long system that can be computed manually, or you can program it in your calculator, programmable calculator, or the Excel. So when I was a cadet, I was able to program this in my Casio programmable calculator. Although it is not as accurate as the daily predictions, the harmonic method of tidal prediction is you can take the tide at any time. You can calculate it at any time. Okay, so methods of prediction and information about the effects of meteorological conditions on tides, also included in the table. Additional information on exceptional tidal factors provided for each area. And this is the latest. We have now the Admiralty QR codes to enable quick access to a list of all notices to mariners that affect that publication. So mas madali na, no? Before, you are correcting it as correcting for publications and charts. You need to find it in the notice to mariners. But now, if you are online, then it is very easy. Just scan the QR code. It will give you the notice to mariners that affect the table. Because we are also correcting the Admiralty tide tables. No? Weekly, you need to check if there are corrections in the notice to mariner. Because notice to mariner is weekly. No? Okay, next we have the Admiralty total tide. The Admiralty tide tables are also available in a single digital publication. This is called the Admiralty total tide. This is part of the Admiralty digital publication package. ATT is a tidal prediction program that brings global tidal height and tidal stream data together, allowing crews to make instant tidal predictions for more than 7,000 ports and 3,000 tidal stream stations worldwide. The key features of the Admiralty total tide include accurate tidal predictions, reducing the risk of human error and providing bridge crews with an easy mean of viewing both underkill and safe overhead clearances. Of course, there is a risk of human error if you do it manually, no? Especially, we are not expert in, especially in secondary port, no? We are not expert in calculating the or taking the tidal prediction for the secondary ports. But I will show you, no? And you will see it is very hard. Okay, now the Admiralty total tide is approved for use by the flag states of over 80% of ships trading internationally with certification to aid inspections. Instant tidal predictions and clearance calculations, and enabling quicker and more informed decisions. Admiralty total tide allows user to instantly calculate tidal heights for multiple ports during a period of 7 consecutive days. Crews can also use the software to calculate and view safe clearances based on ship's draft, masthead, and underkill clearance allowance. This information, which is quality assured by maritime experts at the UKHO, is presented in user-friendly graphical forms to help bridge crews understand the prediction at times of peak workload and pressure. So if you are very busy on board, siyempre dagdag pressure yung if you need to take the tidal prediction for a port or for a certain area. But using the Admiralty total tide, it is easier. It will reduce your workload. The Admiralty total tide is ongoing compliance with SOLAS requirements. Admiralty total tide is widely accepted as meeting SOLAS carriage requirements and is approved by the flag states or approved for use by the flag states of over 80% of ships trading internationally, meaning ongoing safety and compliance for your ships, cargo, and crews. And the ATT or the Admiralty total tide is integrated with the UKHO database of over 1 million tidal constants, which is also updated weekly in line with Admiralty tide tables. So if you want to see the flag states that have approved the Admiralty total tide, they are listed in this link. Okay, so these are the countries that have approved the Admiralty total tide. So just copy the link. Pwede nyo puntahan, ano? Because I believe parang meron akong nailagay doon sa ating final exam regarding this, no? So Check the countries that has or that have approved the Admiralty total tide. So Philippines is also included in the list. There is an approval letter. Approved also by the US and the UK. Of course, the UK kasi product nila ito. Approved also by Russia. So ang hindi lang sure is, although listed here, is China. No? You can see. China, hindi siya naka-check. Although it is included here. No documentary guidance but flag state thought to be positive to inquiries. Mahirap to, no? Because, sometimes there are corrupt authorities also in China. Mula nung nagluwag sila, no? Nung komunista pa sila, they are very strict. But today, meron na rin, no? Just like Ukraine. How Ukraine became a corrupt country, or those officials na hindi na sila takot ng corrupt because nagbago na sila, hindi na sila nung humiwalay sila sa Russia, no? Okay, so those are the list. So you know where to go if you like to know what country approve or not. So I will stop this. So this is the Admiralty total tide demo. Okay, wait. May pumasok eh. So demo lang, no? Okay. So the Admiralty total tide, it is already in your ship's computer. So it means it is also connected to your printer. So just by clicking, you can obtain the tidal prediction that you like, and then you can print it also. Okay, next we have computer predictions. So tide predictions are now easy because of computers. Databases are already stored in computers for the computation of tides. Harmonic constants and other data necessary for the prediction of tides have been stored in computers. The Admiralty Total Tide software is an example of computer predictions. There are also online tide predictions forecasts that are available in the internet, which can be used on board if there is availability of internet signal. No? Of course, a lot of vessels now, almost all, are now provided with the internet. Okay, so here is an example of online tidal prediction. So marami ito, this is only an example. Okay, so here, tides near you have Lucena City, Castañas, Pagbilao, Bignay, Baligboy. But we are going to check Batangas. Batangas City. Yun, Batangas City, Philippines. So hindi ko pa nakiklik yung search, automatic na siya. Okay, so the tide times for Batangas City. Tingnan natin. 7-day tide table. Okay, so here, no? This is the 7-day tide table. Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday until Saturday. We have high tide is 1.56 meters at 2 p.m. to 2:09 p.m. No? And then low tide is at 11:21 p.m. This is 0.19 meters. No? And this is also good because you can print the tide table. No? Pwede mo siya i-print. Click print. Yun. So meron ka na pwede mo na siya i-print, or you can convert it to save as PDF. Yan, save as PDF. So hindi ko na i-save because hindi ko naman kailangan. Okay. So mas madali, no? Mas madali na. Okay, we have the tidal stream atlases. Tidal stream atlases include detailed tidal stream direction and strength. So direction is set and strength is drift. So direction and strength information for key locations in Northwest Europe, enabling accurate calculation of tidal stream rates for a particular port when planning a voyage. So each volume of tidal stream atlases includes pictorial representations of tidal stream directions for each hour before and after the reference port. And then information on the direction and rate of tidal streams, min nip and spring tidal rates in tenths of a knot. Okay, so palaki natin to. So the tidal stream atlas, there are a lot of numbers, or there are a number of booklet. This is actually a booklet, no? So we have the NP209 up to NP337, and it is described here if what part. For example, you are passing the English Channel, so you need NP250, the English Channel. So yan ang NP250. You can check here, no? If you want to use the Dover, or you are passing the Dover, you need NP251 or NP233. So ito yung pinakamaliit, yung 233, Dover Strait. 251 is North Sea, southern part. Kasi malaki siya, no? So and so on, no? Basta this is the diagram that you will use. Next, we have the tide tables in Nautical Almanac. A nautical almanac is a publication tabulating data and positions and other data of a selection of celestial bodies to enable navigators to use the celestial navigation to determine the position of their ship while at sea. And also it is used for the determination of azimuths or true bearings of selected celestial bodies for the computation of compass errors. So that is the purpose of nautical almanac. No? It is not actually for tide table. So pag meron kayong almanac on board, huwag mong hanapin yung tide tables doon. Baka wala. No? Especially if it is only a nautical almanac. So some nautical almanac contains other maritime information, and some of them can be used as a useful reference for deck officers. So hindi lahat. There are only a number, no? Okay, tide tables is one of the contents of this almanac. Here are some nautical almanac or nautical almanacs which contains the tide tables. So we have the Reed's Nautical Almanac, the Macmillan's Nautical Almanac, and the Brown's Nautical Almanac. So the most popular one is the Brown's Nautical Almanac. I always see this on board. Although some vessels may have the Reed's Nautical Almanac kasi sikat din yung Reed's, no? But in my experience, I have never seen this publication. Ang nakikita ko lang is yung Brown's Nautical Almanac. Siguro depende sa sinasakyan mo, no? Because I've been in if you are going to board a Japanese vessel, normally the almanac is only an almanac. So, but if the crew is familiar with the Brown's Nautical Almanac, sometimes they order the Brown's Nautical Almanac. But if you are in a Greek vessel, sigurado merong Brown's Nautical Almanac. No. I do not know about the Reed's, maybe if you board an American vessel or British, and also the Macmillans. No. Okay, we have also the current diagrams. Current diagrams are also important for the marine officer because with just looking at the diagrams, you can readily know the direction of the current, and also the officer will know what currents the vessel will encounter during the passage. So ginamit na natin itong mga current diagrams actually. The diagrams in the NP136 or the ocean passages for the world is the most important for checking what currents will be encountered. The pilot charts also show currents for ocean passages. So here is an example of the NP136. I have shown you this before. So you can see the arrows, no? Just by looking at it, alam nyo na kung ano yung ma-encounter nyo or ano yung tutulak sa inyo. If you are coming from the Florida going to the Europe, then alam mo na that you will ride the current. So mas mapabilis ka, no? And if you are coming from, let's say you are coming from Mozambique. Mozambique is a good port. Kaya lang Portuguese din. There are some Filipinos also working there. So if you are coming from Mozambique and you are going to, let's say, Mexico, then you will always ride the current. Mas mapabilis ka din, no? Dito ka dadaan, no? So just by looking at the current diagrams, you can readily know what current will affect you. So dito ang Mexico, Gulf of Mexico. So puro patulak. So we have also the diagram from Reed's Maritime Meteorology, which is also shows arrows. No? And then we have the pilot chart. Of course, we have learned already. May mga arrows dyan in green color. Also the instruction is in green color dito sa spaces. No? But the pilot charts also shows other information kaya mas magulo siya. No? Unlike the NP136, that also the Reed's Maritime Meteorology only shows arrows or only shows data about the current. Okay, gentlemen, thank you. I will end this